everyone, welcome back to the Leah Moses Entrepreneur Podcast, and today is all about answering the question of work-life balance. You see, a lot of people are teaching the theory that, hey, you can balance your work and balance your life and still make it big or still be successful, wildly successful. And I kind of tend to disagree. I am on the other side. Is two schools of thought, some that believe that you can and some that believe that there isn't really a balance, right? And I am on that side where I believe there isn't really a balance. You see, because I believe if you balance your work and your life, you're really going to be 50-50 in both. None is going to supersede the other, and you'll just be mediocre, if you ask me. And so with that concept in mind, I always see it whereby you have to choose which one of the things that you're trying to, which one of the divide you are trying to propel the most. Are you more focused on life? Are you more focused on that family time, spending time with your children if you have, or spending time with older folks, your parents, right, your grandparents, your great grandparents, whatever it may be? Is that of top priority to you? If that is, then you can't try to balance it necessarily with life. If you want to have that as your focus, you will have to give it a little bit more attention, even if you were to think, hey, I don't know how you're quantifying this, but if you think of, you give 60% to your life, right, your life and your family, and work will get 50% of your time, effort, energy, right? If you could have added that, if you could have done maths for time with these sentimental things, right? You have to decide which is it. Or some people, they may decide, here's what, I prefer to put work, above these things. Now, I'm not here to, to cast any judgment on if a person decides to put their work in front of their life and living. And life doesn't only speak to your family life. It could speak to your life, your living, in terms of how much recreation time you give yourself, how much rest time, how much downtime you give yourself. So there are a lot of people in the world, they choose to put their career above these things, above these pleasures of life, right? So it's not just family, right? And there are a lot of people, and that's the reason why as well we have people who go away from their family to work, whether it be offshore or so on. And there are plenty times where your work, if you add up the hours that you spend with each, you would realize that your work gets more of your time. So it's not a negative thing per se if you are choosing to be a person, more focused on your work. But what I'm definitely saying in this podcast today is that, there is no balance, in my opinion. Of course, I respect those who believe that you can balance it and you can still do really good. However, I just see it as you just be mediocre on both sides, because 50-50 is not more than, one is not greater than the other when you think of a balance, right? And so, I just believe that it doesn't happen that way a lot of the times. And if you do, a lot of people are not satisfied. It's either you find that, hey, I really should get some more time for myself, right? And you may need to tip the scales a little bit to get that extra time. Or some people might say, hey, I'm not really performing the way I should in my business or in my job or in my career. And so they might decide to put some extra time, effort, and energy behind that, thereby invalidating any form of balance. So that was my quick share for today. I'm starting this new trend whereby the podcasts are pretty brief. These are some of my just answering immediate concerns, questions, and so on. That's something I'm looking at, probably for the next few sessions, next few Mondays. So if you like this, be sure to share it, subscribe, follow, and check for new podcast episodes each and every Monday, right, on the Leah Moses Entrepreneur Podcast, available on Google Podcasts, Apple, Anchor, and several other platforms, Spotify included. Right, so thank you for listening, and be sure to subscribe to my social media networks, Instagram, Facebook at Leah CL Moses, and I also have a YouTube channel where you can see me speak on several topics with video on YouTube at Leah CL Moses is the name of the channel. So thank you for listening today, and see you next week.